Throughout the long history of Korea, festivals and celebrations have brought people together. Whether it be the festival of the first full moon, the Lunar New Year, or the Harvest Festival, Koreans have long gathered to celebrate these holidays alongside friends and family. Today in the DPRK, the ancient is mixed with the modern, as traditional festivals are celebrated alongside more modern ones. Liberation Day, Victory Day, or the Day of the Sun. There are countless opportunities in the Korean national calendar to celebrate. This video will be split into two parts. In the first half, we'll cover the first half of the year, focusing on 9 public holidays between January and June. In the second half, we'll cover 8 holidays between July and December. While some holidays pass with little fanfare, many are truly spectacular affairs. Where better to start than here? New Year's Day. It's a common misconception that Korea has completely replaced the Gregorian calendar with the Juche calendar. However, this really isn't the case. The Juche calendar system starts in 1912, making 2023 the year 112 in the Juche system. Whilst the calendar is used for official purposes, the Gregorian year is still used alongside it, and often colloquially too. For those unaware of this, the neon signs erected in Kim Il-sung Square are a pretty good clue. In recent years, it's been typical to expect a large-scale public concert on Kim Il-sung Square, fireworks, and other significant celebratory events to ring in the new year. For New Year 2023, a huge public celebration was held in the Mayday Stadium in Pyongyang, including a flag raising to the tune of the national anthem. One of the most important traditional festivals in Korea, Sollal is the holiday marking the first day of the lunisolar calendar. Traditionally, families gather together and return to their hometowns to spend 3 days together celebrating. This may include wearing traditional Korean dress or choson-ot, giving gifts and making offerings to familial ancestors. During the Japanese occupation, celebration of Sollal and other traditional holidays was banned in an attempt to assert Tokyo's control over the country and its people. However, since liberation, it's been re-established as a landmark holiday throughout the Korean peninsula. The 8th of February marks Army Foundation Day. The founding date for the Korean People's Army may differ depending on who you ask. Military Foundation Day in April, which we'll get to soon, is currently the officially recognised anniversary. However, until 1978, February 8th was the official anniversary. The difference is as a result of whether to recognise the current form of the Korean People's Army, or Choson-in-Mingun, or its predecessor, the Korean People's Revolutionary Army, or Choson-in-Min-hyokmyeongun, as the official founding element of the military. February 8th marks the foundation of the army in its current form, and was reinstituted as a public holiday in 2015. the decision was made to recognise that February 8th, Juche 37, or 1948, is a historic day when the Korean People's Revolutionary Army developed into the regular Revolutionary Armed Forces, declaring the birth of the Korean People's Army. Celebrations may include a military parade, often held on significant anniversaries. In 1948, the first parade of the modern Korean People's Army was held outside Pyongyang railway station. Since then, Army Day parades have been held on Kim Il-sung Square. February 16th marks one of the most important dates in the Korean calendar, Gwangmyeongseongchol, or Day of the Shining Star. February 16th, 1942, is commemorated as the General Kim Jong-il's birthday. The holiday is inextricably linked with Mount Paektu in the far north, home to the Paektusan secret camp and the native house of the leader Kim Jong-il. As a result, the city of Sanjeon near Paektusan often sees significant celebrations on this anniversary. You can find out more about Sanjeon in this DPRK Cities video. The holiday was formally named Day of the Shining Star in 2012, following the passing of the general the previous year. Throughout the country, the holiday may be marked with mass dances, fireworks, and other typical celebratory activities. As with many public holidays, Koreans will gather with friends and family to celebrate throughout many of the country's public spaces. Notable events may include a Kim Jong-ilia exhibition, in which the begonia, named for the leader, is cultivated and celebrated, often with huge majestic flower displays. It's also tradition that on major public holidays, new members of the Korean Children's Union are admitted. Children may also receive presents and sweets as part of the celebrations. As with many public holidays, it's a popular date for weddings between Korean couples, many of whom will join the masses in visiting the statues of the President Kim Il-sung and the General Kim Jong-il in their town or city. March 8th marks the celebration of International Women's Day. The DPRK marks International Women's Day as a public holiday, continuing a tradition of many socialist countries and movements. The date, March 8th, finds its origins in Russia in 1917, after the February Revolution, which allowed women the right to vote in what would soon become the Soviet Union. The holiday has since expanded beyond the socialist world and is now a recognised international holiday, although only recognised officially as a public holiday in a few countries. If you find yourself in the DPRK and paying a visit to the city of Sariwon, you can stay in the March 8th Hotel, named in recognition of the holiday. A handy stopping point on the way down south from Pyongyang, you can find out more about Sariwon in this episode of DPRK Cities. April 15th marks the most important holiday of the Korean calendar, the Day of the Sun. Day of the Sun, or Taeyangchol, marks the anniversary of the birth of the President Kim Il-sung and is the most significant public holiday in the DPRK. 2 years after the formal occupation of Korea by the Japanese, the small village of Mangyongdae, just outside Pyongyang, saw the birth of the future leader. Today, Mangyongdae is a district of Pyongyang, and the native house of President Kim Il-sung is a popular site for locals to visit on the Day of the Sun, to show reverence to the leadership and to commemorate the holiday. Across the country, locals will visit their town or city statues of the President and the General, often bowing and laying flowers. The holiday is also marked in typical DPRK style, with mass dances throughout the country and military parades on notable anniversaries. The days surrounding the Day of the Sun often host other notable events, including the Mangyongdae International Prize Marathon, often inviting foreign participants to run the marathon through the iconic streets of downtown Pyongyang. The Kim Il-sungya exhibition, featuring huge displays of the Kim Il-sungya orchid, named for the leader, and the April-Spring Friendship Art Festival, or the April-Spring People's Art Festival. And as with the Day of the Shining Star, the holiday is a popular date for couples to marry. Something I didn't mention when talking about the Day of the Shining Star is that both these holidays are important dates on which many Koreans will visit the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun, the resting place of both the President Kim Il-sung and the General Kim Jong-il. The 25th of April marks Military Foundation Day, or Choson-in-Mingun Changwon-il. Since 1978, April 25th has been the official anniversary of the founding of the DPRK's military. As previously mentioned, until 78, February 8th was celebrated as the anniversary, until the decision was made to use the founding of the Korean People's Revolutionary Army in 1932 rather than the reorganization in 1948 as the official holiday. The Korean People's Revolutionary Army was the military wing of the broad anti-Japanese resistance throughout the 1930s and 40s, forming part of the broader military struggle across Northeast Asia against occupation and subjugation by Tokyo. Today, the holiday is celebrated much like any other public holiday in the DPRK. On major anniversaries, it often hosts the ubiquitous military parades through Kim Il-sung Square, and celebratory concerts and mass dances are held to commemorate the date. For some public holidays, youth and students will perform torchlight parades. This has occurred for numerous holidays over the years. And as with many public holidays, flags, banners and posters will populate the streets of towns and cities across the country, and citizens will often visit their local statues of the leadership to pay their respects. And, since the holiday emphasises the significance of the military, these flower-laying visits often extend to the Revolutionary Martyrs Cemetery and the Victorious Fatherland Liberation War Cemetery. The 1st of May marks International Workers' Day, not just in Korea, but around the world. Commemorating the Haymarket riot in Chicago in 1886, which saw police and workers clash in a bloody conflict, the Second International proclaimed that May 1st would be marked to commemorate the event. Throughout the socialist world, May Day, or International Workers' Day, has often been a major holiday celebrated throughout towns and cities, and the DPRK is no different. Despite being banned by the Imperial Japanese occupation, the liberation of Korea in 1945 through the joint efforts of the Soviet Red Army and the Korean revolutionaries saw the holiday reinstated, and it's been celebrated every year since. In 1989, the Lunar May Day Stadium was completed in anticipation of the 13th annual World Festival of Youth and Students. The stadium opened on the 1st of May and has since been the site of the famous mass games and other major celebratory events. On May Day, people often gather in parks and public spaces, performing mass dances, enjoying picnics, drinking soju, dancing, singing, and performing all manner of celebration. The 6th of June is celebrated in the DPRK as the Foundation Day of the Korean Children's Union. The Socialist Patriotic Youth League is the main youth organisation in the country, originally founded in 1946 as the Democratic Youth League of Korea. That same year, on the 6th of June, the Korean Children's Union was inaugurated as a precursor organisation for children aged 6 to 15. The KCU is similar to many of the pioneer movements which spread throughout the socialist bloc during the 20th century, often identifiable by their red neckerchief. In the DPRK, children are usually welcomed into the organisation on significant public holidays, during which they're issued with the red necktie and the union pin, inscribed with the phrase 항상 준비, or always ready. The uniformed branch, akin to cadet organisations around the world, is known as the Young Pioneer Corps. So, that takes us halfway through our exhaustive list of DPRK holidays. In part 2, we'll cover some more of the most significant public holidays in the DPRK, from Liberation Day and Victory Day, to Party Foundation Day and traditional Chuseok festivities. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow. And a special thanks to my Patreon supporters who make these videos possible. Please do check out my Patreon, linked in the description, for behind the scenes updates on DPRK Explained. And if you want to enjoy the music from these videos, I have a new channel, DPRK Explained Music, where I'll be uploading the background music from each of these videos. Thanks for watching.